always been the good boy, the lover boy, but get set, ladies and gentlemen, because Shahid Kapoor, the good boy, has officially gone bad with Kameene. Shahid, does it finally feel good to be bad?
Well, it feels good to be different. I think it's exciting to be different. Yes, it's fun to be bad. I think it's nice. It's different.
But with Kameene, is it like a deliberate image makeover kind of thing? You know, because you've always been slotted as the lover boy, the good chocolate
No, I mean,
boy.
honestly, it wasn't like, you know, me and Vishal sat for a year and a half and discussed what my image makeover should be, you know. It just, he called me one day and he offered me the script, and it was different and it was exciting. And I found it very original. I thought that two leading actors of the film, the hero of the film, the double role in the film, both having speech defects, was very, very original and very interesting.
So tell me, how does one prepare to be a bad boy? Especially when one has done really goody two-shoes characters, yeah?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of it came from the script. A lot of it came from, I don't know, it's difficult to explain. Yeah, I guess you just start getting into that space in your head. You get into that state of mind. You try and connect with spaces which you feel somewhere are connected to the character. And it starts trickling out somewhere slowly on its own. It started with a lot of physical changes. I think I grew my hair, I grew a stubble, worked really hard on the body for almost a year.
That we've seen in the promos.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it came from the language and the space of the film. The title of the film obviously is Kameene. That only adds to your understanding of what kind of character you're meant to be. You're supposed to be a bad guy.
So tell us about Guddu and Charlie. Now it's a double role, double the work. What kind of preparation went into the film?
Well, unfortunately, I had to shoot both guys together, so that was a little difficult. But yeah, we did. We went to a few stammering clubs. We met a few people who had an issue with stammering. We didn't want to make fun of stammering in the film. We were very clear about that. We wanted to try and be as authentic as we can about it. And so we met a few of these guys, and you know, they gave us a little bit of insight into what it feels like to stammer, what kind of complexes do you go through because of which you become a stammerer.
बस तो कपड़े भी नहीं हैं ढंग के.
कोई बात नहीं. I to like you without clothes only.
And Charlie, of course, has the list.
Charlie has
and
the
also,
list,
let me
yeah.
get this straight. Charlie is the real, if I can say, Kameene in the film.
Well, that you have to see the film for, but yes, Charlie is definitely a Kameena for sure.
So do you want to give us like a version, maybe one dialogue as a stammering and one as a list, just so we can
Stammering is a little difficult to do because I don't know, it's just strange. But the first is yeah, it's pretty basic. It's like, अगर मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ तो मैं ऐसे बात करूँगा. मैं फ़ो को फ़ो बोलता हूँ तो मेरा ये प्रॉब्लम है. तो इसलिए मेरे लिए थोड़ा मुश्किल है.
तोतला है. मैं फ़ो को फ़ो बोलता हूँ. फ़ो को फ़ो नहीं बोलेगा तो क्या लव बोलेगा?
Let me take you back to your look now. From the promos, we can see it's a completely different Shahid Kapoor, especially the body. What kind of work went into sculpting that body?
A lot, yeah. I had to change my food completely. I'm very strict about what I eat.
You're already vegetarian. What else were you cutting out?
All the fat, all the sugar, all the oil, everything that tastes good, basically. And training really hard. I do something called functional training, which is very different from weight training. It has a little bit of weight training involved also, but it's essentially strength training, which is less to do with how you look aesthetically and more to do with actually getting tough.
But then finally, when you saw that shot where you're running with the horses, was all worth it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was. Yeah.
I want to know what's the biggest compliment you got post the promos of the film being out, you know, about your body at least.
Yeah, people seem to be liking it. I mean, I find it difficult to. Yeah, I mean, I've got quite a few messages, especially about that shot. Everybody kind of seems to bring it up and they really like it, and I'm really happy because, you know, it's really tough when you're, you know, there's like these beautiful white stallions who are running right next to you, and I was like, man, is anybody going to even like notice me? But yeah, I'm glad. I think people have quite liked it.
Now tell me about working with Vishal Bharadwaj, because he's one of those directors I think every actor has on their wish list.
Yeah,
he's
sure.
known to give others, you know, some actors their iconic roles like Irfan Khan, Saif Ali Khan. So was he always on your wish list?
Absolutely. In fact, me and Vishal were supposed to work together even earlier. Unfortunately, somehow it didn't materialize. And obviously, he's done some phenomenal work with my father. So I've seen their work together, and I've been a huge fan of the kind of work that they've done together. So yes, I was really looking forward to work with him.
चौके से खोए खोए से हम आंखें डूबे डूबे और पहली बार मोहब्बत की है. That's right.
Okay, now let me ask you about this track 1010 because it's become this huge anthem of sorts. You know, everywhere you go, you're hearing the track. Is it true you guys didn't choreograph the song at all?
We didn't actually. Ahmed, who's like a brother of mine, he's really close to me, very, very close. Ahmed Khan, the choreographer of the film. He just told me, he said, just do your own thing, Shahid. I don't want you to dance. I don't want you to do any steps. Because you know this is that space of a film. It's not a film where you can do like typical steps, and it can't be like that. So he said, just imagine yourself to be Charlie and just go for it. And he said, and I promise you, Shahid, I'll make you look good. That's all he said to me. He said, just dance the way you dance in a club if you were high on life and you just wanted to dance and you had that energy within you. How would you do it? What would we do? Being Charlie, what would we do? And I just went out there and did that, and he covered it, and I think he's done a brilliant job with this.
And the fact that you're a brilliant dancer also, of course, helped.
Well, yeah, but it's difficult. It's there's a comfort zone which you're in where you know that you're good at something and you know that you can do it a certain way. And then here comes, here came in Ahmed and he said that I don't want you to do any of your steps. I don't want you to dance like how you've danced in the past. In fact, I don't want you to do any steps at all.
What you're saying, it looks like the film is obviously very, very special to you, but does it annoy you when you read reports like, like Saif Ali Khan came out in the papers and said that this role was offered to him? Did it irritate you somewhere that, maybe it came later to you?
I personally don't really ever like to comment on whether I was offered a film and whether I said yes or no to it. So personally, I wouldn't ever do that. I don't know. I mean, I choose to ignore it. I don't really give it too much importance. But it's very difficult for me to believe that anybody would turn this role down. I mean, it's a role to die for. I wouldn't turn it down in the next 10 lifetimes. But I mean, maybe it was offered to him and maybe for some reason he couldn't do it. I mean, I guess that's between him and Vishal.
Now, there's another really cute track that I think we've just got seen the visuals of between you and Priyanka.
Yes.
The great chemistry that you two share on screen. I heard friends off screen, is that why, because that kind of chemistry is difficult to come by?
You have to be comfortable off screen as well. But essentially it comes down to the characters of a film. If the characters work, then the film works. And if the director represents you correctly, if he presents you correctly, then it's going to work. I might be great friends with some random person, but in front of the camera we might be the most boring people to see. So I guess you have to, there's something called screen chemistry, and that is not necessarily connected to whether you like each other or don't like each other, or whether you're friends or you hate each other. I mean, I've heard instances of actors who hated each other, who made fantastic pairs on screen. So I don't think it's directly connected to that. Yes, I think there's a certain amount of professional comfort that you need to share with somebody you're working with. But I'm going to be working with probably another 20 heroines for the next, 10 years, and I can't be best friends with all of them, but I would definitely want to have great chemistry with all of them on screen. So that's my job. Yeah, so I guess that's as far as it goes.
Do you think, for lack of a better term, Kamini is going to be a big acting breakthrough really?
It is by far the most challenging role that I've done. I'm happy with the way it's turned out. I think Vishal seems to be happy with the way it's turned out. But beyond that, I think it would be very wrong of me to sit here and say, "Hey, yaar, ye to meri best picture hai, mera best role hai." I would really want to see how people react. I'm very curious and I'm very excited to see how people react to it. It's definitely something out of the box for me. It's definitely something which has the potential to show people my space as an actor in a very different light. I was the only outsider who kind of came into the class in the 5th. So I was treated like crap for a couple of years. Then finally there were these...
You were bullied?
Absolutely, completely. I was not bullied, I was like, dude, we don't know this guy.